I had promised myself I would behave. Second weddings are fragile things. They sit on top of history like clean linen over a cracked table. If you pull too hard, everything shows. I was seated near the back of the reception hall. A little round table with stiff white cloth and floral centerpieces that smelled too sweet. My son had placed me there carefully, not hidden, not central. Appropriate. My grandson, Daniel, climbed into the chair beside me. 5 years old. Too observant for his age. He didn't run toward the dance floor like the other children. He stayed close, legs tucked under himself, eyes scanning. I told myself it was just noise. New place. Too many strangers. Across the room, my son stood with his new wife, smiling for photographs. He looked lighter than he had in years. That mattered to me. I had not liked the end of his first marriage. Too many slammed doors, too much silence afterward. But I had learned something about survival in families. You don't say everything you see. Daniel's hand slipped into mine. It wasn't unusual, but his grip tightened. Not playful. Anchoring. "Grandma," he whispered, leaning into my shoulder. "I want to leave now." I smoothed his hair back. "We'll leave soon, sweetheart. They'll cut the cake." His fingers pressed harder. "Haven't you looked under the table?" His voice trembled in a way children can't fake. I felt irritation first, then a familiar wave of doubt. I have been accused, gently, for years of looking for problems. My ex-husband used to say I could find cracks in fresh paint. Still, I bent slightly. The music was loud. Laughter carried. No one was watching our small corner. I lowered my purse to the floor and let it slip deliberately from my lap so I'd have a reason to look down. There are moments when the world narrows, not dramatically, but with a quiet click. Under the table, on Daniel's side, a man's polished shoe was angled too close. Not brushing by accident. Not passing. Positioned. The leg above it shifted when I moved. Across from Daniel sat a distant relative from the bride's side, mid-30s. Maybe. I had met him once during the rehearsal dinner. He had laughed too loudly. Touched shoulders too easily. Now his knee pressed inward, subtle, calculated. His hand rested too low, fingers grazing the edge of Daniel's chair. Not blatant, deniable. That's what made it worse. I straightened slowly. My heartbeat did not race. It slowed. Daniel was staring at the tablecloth, rigid. I placed my palm flat on the table. "Daniel," I said softly, "come sit on my lap." He moved instantly. The man smiled across the table as if nothing had shifted. I held Daniel close and looked directly at him. "Excuse me," I said. "Could you give us some space?" He blinked, then chuckled. "Oh, of course." But he did not move his chair. My son was laughing across the room, oblivious. I felt the old training rising. Don't embarrass anyone. Don't escalate. Not today. I leaned closer to the man, my voice low enough that only he could hear. "If you do not move your chair back right now, I will involve the venue staff." The smile thinned. "You're misunderstanding," he said. "I don't think I am." For a second he held my gaze. Testing. Then his chair scraped backward. But the moment had already changed. I stood, Daniel still in my arms. I did not go to my son first. I walked to the event coordinator, a woman in a black suit with a clipboard and the kind of posture that suggests she handles disasters quietly. I spoke calmly. No theatrics. No accusations shouted across tables. "There is a guest making physical contact with my grandson inappropriately under our table. I would like you to address it immediately." Her expression did not soften. It sharpened. "Show me," she said. We walked together. The man was mid-conversation now, relaxed again, as though nothing had happened. The coordinator did not argue with him. She crouched slightly, looked beneath the tablecloth herself. Her voice changed when she stood. "Sir, I need you to step outside with me." A few nearby guests fell silent. He laughed again. "This is ridiculous." She did not raise her voice. "Now." Security appeared almost instantly. Not dramatic, just 2 men in suits who had clearly been waiting for something else entirely. My son noticed then. Confusion crossed his face as the man protested quietly, then more loudly, then was escorted toward the exit. Music faltered but did not stop. I stayed where I was. My son approached me, face flushed. "What is happening?" I kept my tone even. I asked venue staff to remove a guest who was touching Daniel under the table. His jaw tightened. "Mom, are you sure? It's my wedding." There it was. The reflex. The coordinator stepped forward before I could answer. "We observed behavior that violated venue safety policy," she said clearly. "The guest has been asked to leave." The words landed differently when they came from her. Policy. Observed. Asked to leave. Authority changes oxygen levels in a room. My son looked at Daniel, who had buried his face against my shoulder. Something in his expression shifted. Not fully, but enough. He exhaled. "Okay," he said quietly. The wedding resumed. People adjusted. Conversations restarted in lower tones. No one applauded. No one made a scene. But a line had been drawn. Later, my son came to our table again. His voice was strained. "You could have told me first." "I did tell you," I said gently. "You just didn't hear it yet." He didn't respond. "There will be consequences to this. I know that. Family gatherings may carry tension now. I may be labeled dramatic again." But when Daniel slid his small hand back into mine, it wasn't trembling anymore. "Thank you," he whispered. I did not feel victorious. I felt older, clearer. Second weddings are fragile things. So are children. If something must break, I have decided which it will be.